So many people are not financially intelligent, but you're going to be financially intelligent because you follow me, your Money Mentor Online. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lydia. I am your Money Mentor Online, and I'm here to talk to you about financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is the opposite of financial ignorance. Good to know. But it has a lot to do with making good decisions about your money. It has a lot to do with the ability to manage how your cash flows. So when I say how your cash flows, I'm not really just talking about how you spend your money. I'm talking about how your money comes in. Which avenue do you use to get paid? How is it that you're able to ensure that you pay as little taxes as possible legally? So there's so many things that we could talk about in terms of how we earn, but this is something that I can actually show you in my video here. So please take a look at that video about what type of money you make. Okay. So financial intelligence, like I said, shows you how to channel your money, how your cash flows to you so that you can manage it best. Like I said, it's the opposite of being financially ignorant, but it is key to helping you and me understand the basics of financial fundamentals. So, do you understand the fundamentals of finances? Do you understand what type of building blocks you need to build to have a financially prosperous life? Financial intelligence allows us to do this. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, how would you boost your financial IQ? Now, I know this doesn't sound like an important topic, but ladies and gentlemen, this is crucial. We cannot go through life sailing and thinking we're going to get to the direction that we want to get to. The first thing we need to do to be financially intelligent is to be intentional about it. It doesn't come by accident, it doesn't come by happenstance. We have to be intentional about being financially intelligent. So, be intentional. How do you do that? You be curious. You have to start by being curious. You have to be able to say, I want to know how to. I want to live above the fray. I want to be at a place where my finances are actually working for me or working to my advantage. Okay. How is it that you sometimes don't have your finances working to your advantage? Well, that happens, for example, if you're in debt, if you're paying high amounts of interest. So, for example, one of the things I did recently was that I made a choice. I had some money on a credit card that I was paying interest on. I can't be teaching this and not implementing it. So I decided to actually find a 0% credit card. Yes, instead of paying 29% on a credit card, I transferred that money. I did pay a small fee, but I did a money transfer to another credit card that made sure that I was paying zero interest for 16 months. Guess what? I'm on my way to paying that down to zero. I'm paying a chunk of it every single month to ensure that at the end of that period of time, that 16 months, I have zero on it. That's my goal. So, ladies and gentlemen, being financially intelligent means that you have to think above every other circumstance. What is priority to you? Okay. How are you thinking to ensure that your finances are in a better place than they were yesterday? Okay. So, another thing that we need to do to improve our financial intelligence is to understand what we own versus what we owe. Understand what we own versus what we owe. This is so important, ladies and gentlemen. What are your assets and what are your liabilities? How many assets do you have compared to your liabilities? So I have a friend, for example, who had two houses, one that he was living in and one that he was renting out. Guess what he did? Such a smart guy. He decided to refinance the one that he wasn't living in, take money out of that property, and he paid off his own home. So guess what? He doesn't have a mortgage on his house. I thought that was brilliant. That is financial intelligence at work. Okay. I have another friend, for example, who sold a home in London and moved up north. And at that point, he was able to buy a house with no mortgage because the equity from London was so great that he was able to pour it into a new property up north and not have to have a mortgage on it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are financially intelligent moves that you and I can make every single day. Okay? It's not rocket science. This is something that is achievable. And that's what I'm here to encourage you to understand. Financial intelligence is something that will catapult your growth and give you ease of life. Okay, so there we are. So that's another thing. Another thing that we need to do is to figure out our net worth. Okay, how much do we manage our money enough to understand what we're worth? How much are our assets versus our liabilities, like we talked about now? Where do we stand? Are we at a minus net worth or are we at a positive net worth? Wherever you are, you can improve. Another thing we can do to boost our financial IQ or financial intelligence is to read up on personal finances. There are so many books that you could read. I've referred you to many, many books, but the two that stand out to me today would be Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, Your Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, and The Richest Man in Babylon. So if you can find any of those three books, read one of them, even if it takes you 3 months. Read them and understand why financial intelligence is so important. If you're not a reader, and I get it, you're not, that's fine. Let's find another alternative. Audiobooks. You can listen to audiobooks. Rich Dad Poor Dad is actually available on YouTube for completely free. Go ahead and get that audiobook. You don't have to pay for it. There's another option there. You can actually decide, for example, to watch videos like mine. We are here, our team is here to actually help you get to a place where your financial intelligence is improved significantly as you're thinking. So another area that is so important for us to understand is taxes. So I talked briefly about this before, but if, for example, you earn as an employee, the chances are you're paying potentially up to 40% of your taxes. That is a society that we live in and requires us to do that thing. But if you are earning as a business owner or as an LLC, for example, a limited liability company, there's a good chance that you could actually pay a little bit less in taxes based on your expenses and how you manage those. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is so much for us to understand in terms of financial intelligence. It's not just about going to school, getting a job, working, saving, and retiring. Within that circle of things, school, job, work, save, retire, there is something that we're missing. It's investments. It's investments. If we do not make investments, unfortunately, we'll get to a place where our income will never be enough. But when you make investments, you put your money to work, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is another form of financial intelligence. By growing your income rather than just leaving it sitting in a savings account, growing your savings through investments is super financially intelligent. And lastly, if none of those work for you, if reading books or listening to audiobooks doesn't work for you, you can take a financial class. Financial education is all over available on the internet. Feel free to find something that will help you learn how to get you from zero to hero financially. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have thrown a lot at you today. I know that for sure. But remember, learning to earn, growing your income, growing your savings through investments, making sure that you fully understand how your money works is being financially intelligent. Before you go, there are 2 things I ask of you. The first is that you like this video. The second is that you subscribe. And of course, I got to ask you one more. Go ahead and share this video with your family, with your friends, because this is information we all need to have. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.